So hello guys, welcome back to Learning Partner. This is the third episode of ReactJS tutorial. So in the first episode, we have seen how do we create the React project, like, and the differences we have in the single page application and the multiple page based application. Then in second episode, we have seen like how we can create functional component. So as you can see, we have created so many components here, and that we have rendered into our app component, right? And this is what the UI we have got, right? This was a header component, sidebar, body component, and the footer component. And inside that only, we have seen in header component, like how do we display the value stored in a variable into any element, right? That is nothing but data binding. So you can see we have these variables and value we have shown like this. Then we have seen the conditional rendering also. Like if this variable is true, then we have to display this as 3, otherwise display this as 3, right? So these things we have done. Now, the most important thing in the any web application or any software is like events, right? So we use software, so we have to use it. We need to perform some events. So for that, we need to see the events, right? So just like the components, I'm creating one folder. I will be creating what we can say topic wise component so that we can have particular topic code into that particular component. So today we are going to see events. So events.js, sorry, this should be topics. And inside that, I have to create event.js file. And here I will be creating components. So I have that React extension already installed. So I can just type RSC and it will create a functional component, right? So you can see I have created my component. Now this component I have to render in my body. Body means this area. Okay, let me just remove some extra things we had in header. So I will remove this, or let's comment it out. Now in body, I have to render this event component. So let's just get rid of this. And here I will be using events. So you can see this is the path in topics and in the event folder, right? So first thing is done. We have created component, and that component we have rendered into body component. So currently in event component, we don't have anything. Let's just try h111. So you can see it is getting printed. Means in this particular body component, we have rendered our events component. Now, coming back to events, like you must, by this time, you must be aware about JavaScript, HTML, and everything, right? So in JavaScript, you might have seen click event, change event, right? We have some events are there related to mouse, like mouse enter, mouse leave. Some events are related to keyboard, like key down, key press, right? So many events are there. Those same events are available in React also. Now, we will start simply with basic. One more thing, in my index.html, I have just added bootstrap file. Okay, let me just bootstrap w3. Just for the time being, I'm adding it. Then after that, we will be installing bootstrap. But just for time being, I'm adding this bootstrap link into my app index.html for now, so that I can create proper UI. Right now, here I will be creating a class div. I will give class name as row. Inside that div, class name call 3. Now, first thing, the basic and the very easy one, we will try the click event. So I will create a button. So I will just give a bootstrap class that is btn, btn sm, btn primary, right? Then let's close it, show alert. Let's save and check. So you can see I have got the button. Now what we have to do, on click of this button, we just have to show a simple pop-up with some text, right? So for that, let's create a function first. So in the event, in the render function only, I have to create a function with const show alert. arrow function I will be creating. Right, so this is the normal arrow function I have created. Inside that, I will be just showing using the alert box, and inside that I will say, welcome to React tutorials. Right, so I have a function ready. In that, I have a simple alert box and I will be showing some message. Now this function I have to call on this button click. So how do we write that? So just as we have written the events in JavaScript, same as it is, we can write. So this is the first way. Directly I'm passing this value over here. Let's save and check if we get the alert box. So on click of show alert, you can see we have got the alert box. Means on click of that button, our function got called. Right? So this is one way. Now let's try the second way. Let me just copy paste same code. Instead of show alert, let me create another function. Let's use the same, otherwise we unnecessary functions will be there. So this was one way. Otherwise, second way is just like we can write just like the arrow function, round bracket equal to arrow function, and we have to specify round bracket over here. Alert only I'm giving the name. So now this was the first way by which we can call a function, and this is the second way. Let's try if it works. See, same output you get. So you got it. These are the two ways by which you can call a function, right? Based on your need and your requirement, you will be using those. That will get clear in coming days. Like in what scenario you have to use this function, you have to call this, call like this, and in what ways you have to call like this. It will get clear. But for now, just remember, these are the two ways by which you can call a function, right? Let's try to create one other row. So this was a click event. Let's try change event. That will work on the drop down, right? So select, and inside that, let me just add a class form control. Then we will have option over here. In option, we will have value. And inside that, we will have, let's say, country list, India, USA, Sri Lanka, right? So we have a drop down where we have three states, three countries, right? So I need to write an event when the drop down value got changed. What I'm going to do, I need to write an event when the drop down value get changed, right? And first we will try that. We just need to call an event when the drop down value gets changed. Wait, something. Yeah. Okay. Now we will create a function first. Const on country change. This is my function, right? This is normal function. Let's try alert country changed, right? So this is a normal function I have created. And in that function, I'm just simply putting the alert that country change. Now I have to call this function once this drop down value get changed. So we have change event on the select. So that is change. And we have to call this function like this. Let's try and see. So currently it is India. If I say USA, you can see country change. But if I again select the USA, it won't show the alert because value is not changed. The event is on change. Unless the value is not changed, that event won't be triggered. But if we change the value, you can see. But let's say I need the value also. What I'm saying, I need to see what value the user has selected, right? So for that, let me just copy paste this again. Now we are going to see event with parameter. So let's create another function, const get selected country round bracket. So we are going to get the parameter. So we will need parameter over here, param, right? And this parameter, whatever the value we get, we will show that in the alert box. So this will be, let's just decorate, selected country is, and then plus param, right? So we have got the function ready, which will have a parameter, and that parameter, whatever the parameter we get, that we are displaying in the alert box with some static text. Now I need to call this function on the drop down change event, right? So, but while calling, I need to send the selected value also. So for that, we need to use an arrow function way of writing the function. And here we will need the event, so that if you can write, then get selected your function. And here you need to write e dot target, means current element, and dot value. So this will get you the selected value. Let's see. If I select Sri Lanka, so you can see selected country is Sri Lanka I'm getting. If I'm selecting India, you can see India I'm getting. So this was the second way. Like this is a function, but with a parameter. So if we have, just I told you, like based on your scenario, you are going to use it. So consider on an event change, you need to send some parameters. So obviously you have to use this way. This won't work because here you cannot change the parameter, right? So you need to get the current element, current event object. So for that, you need the arrow operator like this, right? So this is about drop down, right? Let's try to write an event on mouse events. So let me just copy the basic content first. Now let's say we have this div. Let's add some padding and let's add a background color. My div area. Let's save and check. So you can see I have got this div. So what I need to do, once my mouse pointer moves into this div, I need to do something. Let's try to print it in a console, right? So let's create an event. So const on mouse enter. This is going to be my function name. Sorry, equal to round arrow function we will write, right? And here I will be just printing console.log mouse entered, right? So function is ready. Now I need to call this function on the mouse. Whenever mouse entered into this particular div, I need to call this function. So the event is on mouse enter, right? So same as like that. The same events we had in JavaScript also same we are writing. Just the way of writing is something different. So I don't need to pass any parameter or anything. So I can simply just call this function like this. Now I have to open the console. Let's see. So if I move the mouse, you can see console is printed. Again, if I move, it will just increment. Now the second event, if I leave that particular div, right? So that is on mouse leave, right? Again, I need to create one more function, const on mouse leave normal arrow function. And here we will write that mouse lived left div, right? Now I need to call this over here. Let's save and check, right? So if I move the mouse enter is live. But if I left this particular div, you can see mouse left div is getting printed. So this is also the event we can write in ReactJS. One more event we are going to see is text box event, right? So in this div, I will try to create a text box input type text class form hyphen control. Now, what I need to do is once user has changed the value, I need to cache that value and print that value in a console. Getting it? If user is changing the value, I need to get the updated value and print it in the console. So let's create a function. So const text value change. This is my function name. right? Now I need to call this on the on change event. So I'm going to use on change event. Then again, now the updated value, when I'm calling this function, I'm going to send the value. So I need to catch it also. So here param will be there, and this param I will be printed in console. Text value equal to plus whatever the parameter we get. Right, so our function is ready with parameter, and that parameter will be printed in the console. Now I need to call this. So while calling this, I need to send some value, right? So for that, we have to write the arrow way. Function round bracket again e dot target dot value. Let's save and check. So now if I type, so you can see I'm getting the updated value on each key down. Whenever I'm typing, I'm getting that function is getting called and I'm getting the updated value, right? Right? So this is how you write multiple events. Normally, when we work on any project, we normally go with the click and the change event. These are the mostly used events we normally write in daily coding life. Sometimes we get to write on the key down or mouse or text box change, right? So text change is the normal event we write, click event and the change event. These are the three normally events we come across when we do the development, right? So this is everything what I wanted to cover in this video, because this was specific to events only. In next video, again, we are going to see so many topics, right? So I will be trying to limit the video per particular topic, so that when you are trying to find the video, you will get the right video with the right content, right? So please do like and subscribe. I will be coming back in next video with some extra topics.